Millions spent on supercars. An entire private island or a house so big that it takes you 10 minutes to get from one side to the other. I'm Valerio, and these are just 3 of the most expensive things that YouTubers have bought. First on our list is Jake Paul, this YouTuber who fought Mike Tyson. Well, you see, this thing next to the pool is worth several times more than my entire house. Yes, there are only 3 such sculptures in the whole world. That's why he decided to pay $1.2 million for it. Can you imagine how many bananas he could have bought with that money? And if you think this astronaut is expensive, just wait until you see the rest of the house. Jake's entire property is 12,800 square meters, which comes equipped with 8 bedrooms, a guest house, a garage for 6 cars, and the biggest television in all of Puerto Rico. This place is so big you'd need a map just to walk around it. And to live this luxuriously. It's not cheap because this house cost Jake $16 million. I'm really curious, so please write in the comments who your favorite YouTuber from Romania is. I can't wait to read your comments below, and I hope you wrote Valerio Quada there. Another even bigger YouTuber is his brother, Logan Paul, but he has even crazier purchases in his house. I'm talking about prehistoric dinosaurs. Yes, this is a Triceratops skull that's 66 million years old. And instead of being studied by historians, Logan keeps it in his living room. Its value is $1.5 million. That's a lot of money spent on some bones. And since we're talking about dinosaurs, we have to mention Logan Paul's love for Pokemon cards, because in recent years, Logan has developed such a big obsession that in 2022, he was tricked into buying Pokemon cards worth $3.5 million, which turned out to be fake. Here, you can see that these cards are a bit different. Thrown on the floor all of a sudden, but that didn't stop him. Just 6 months later, he bought the most valuable Pokemon card in the world, which is called the Illustrated Pikachu. This piece of cardboard is worth $5.3 million, and he wears it around his neck. If he has that much money, he needs to keep it in a safe place. For example, I use Revolut. Yes, Logan has a lot of money, but so does the next YouTuber, Whistlin because this guy goes big in his videos. And I'm not just talking about money. Simply, look at the size of this vehicle. This isn't an ordinary monster truck, this is Monster Max 2, and just to get to the driver's seat, you have to climb 5 meters. Can you imagine? That's the height of a giraffe. Getting a vehicle like this is extremely difficult, and not just because it was custom built for this YouTuber, but also because he spent $900,000 just to make it. And it wouldn't have been the king of cars if he hadn't added a few more features like installing jet engines. Look at how it blows. This is not just a simple air conditioner. But you know what's even crazier than creating super expensive cars? Destroying them. It seems like he doesn't even care about the money he has. But look at what he did with his $300,000 G-Wagon. Or his $500,000 Ferrari. 8. He destroyed that one too. It's on fire. By the way, write in the comments what car you would buy if you were a millionaire. I'm really curious. So write your opinion below because this guy owns an $80,000 tank. Wow, what a huge explosion, much bigger than the trees. But while Whistlin conquers the land, PewDiePie conquers the sky. He's the man who truly knows what really matters. And I'm sure you won't expect the reason why he rented this private jet. In the year 2022, the day came when he moved permanently to Japan. But there was a major problem. Edgar, which is his dog's name, exceeds the weight limit to fly on a commercial plane, so a private flight was the only solution. And a private flight is a completely different experience. It has luxurious seats, extra legroom, and its own restaurant. But all of this cost PewDiePie $80,000 for a single flight. Yeah, these dogs are really living the good life better than me. But if we're talking about bad spending, we definitely have to talk about here. Because if anyone thinks they're making smart investments, they're terribly mistaken. Yeah, this is Speed, one of the richest YouTubers in the world. And he's a bit crazy. So much so that he bought the most expensive item in Roblox history. And he did this by accident without realizing how expensive it actually was. I mean, you either have to be insanely rich or just plain insane to play blind man's bluff with $220,000 on the line.
Okay.
Look, 18 million Robux.
Okay. Okay.
And after he spent the money, he realized how much it actually was and started to really regret what he had done.
No way, no way. $18 million.
He has tears in his eyes.
Oh my god, man.
Some mistakes simply can't be erased anymore. But there's no better way to make history than when another YouTuber named ZHC spent $10,000 on the most expensive pen in the world. He spent $10,000, but let's see if we can reach 10,000 likes on this video. I believe in your power, but I don't think anyone could buy this Bic. It's an extremely boring purchase. I mean, for such a large amount of money, it should be covered in diamonds and right by itself, but no, it's literally just a simple pen that doesn't even come with $10,000 ink. Not even Jordan Belfort could sell me this Bic. Next up, we have Unspeakable, another American YouTuber. I found out that he wanted to buy a house big enough to film all his videos there. So he got himself a mega mansion on a private island. These YouTubers are so rich that they buy entire resorts. Just to get to the front door, you have to go through a gate and then drive your car over a bridge. That's impressive, but the inside of the house is even more incredible. It has 5 bedrooms, a game room, a movie theater, and it doesn't stop there because outside is where the fun really begins. I mean, who else can say they have a lake surrounding their backyard? We can only imagine how much space there is if he's having fun on a jet ski. But living in luxury has a downside, and that's that it costs a lot of money. To buy this house, he shelled out $2.9 million. I can't believe a YouTuber can be that rich. And now, from mansions, we move on to jewelry, because the YouTuber KSI has spent a lot of money on them. Just look at how big this chain is. He paid $150,000 just for a pendant, and it has his name written on it. And his whole drip doesn't stop here, because he also got himself an expensive watch to match. Here you can see him wearing it for the first time.
Oh, this is it. This is the...
I think you could go blind from how shiny it is. This is an original Rolex Datejust. It has diamonds on it straight from the factory and it's worth $200,000. He spent that much money just to know what time it is. I'd rather just check my phone when it's time to eat. But even when you add up the watch and the necklace, it's still not as expensive as his most precious purchase, because KSI saved up money for a while to buy this custom-made Pyrus chain. It's covered in diamonds and made of white gold. Basically, he spent $500,000 on a simple accessory. Even if I were a millionaire, billionaire, millionaire, I don't even know if that's a word. It doesn't matter. I would never spend that much money on some chains. But even more ridiculous is Stratman's car collection, because he's addicted to buying cars. He's one of the few people on Earth who has 7 different types of Lamborghini in his yard, like his 2003 Lamborghini Murcielago, one of only 50 in the world, valued at $460,000. Or the 1987 Lamborghini Countach. How much do you think it could be worth? Is it a car? 100,000, 2, 5? Well, not quite. It's worth $700,000. This thing is surprisingly faster than many modern cars. But that's not all. All his cars are collectibles. He has a Jeep Gladiator from 2023, a Koenigsegg Gaggiara from 2013, which is worth $1.7 million, and it's the fastest of the ones I've shown you so far, and a Ferrari 812. And if you put all his cars together, his entire garage is worth over $4.7 million. And I'm a YouTuber, why don't I have that much money? By the way, if you press the like button in the next 5 seconds, you'll be very rich when you grow up. So, did you make it? I hope you did, and now let's move on to the next YouTuber. But don't get me wrong, sometimes YouTubers exaggerate too much and risk everything. I'll tell you more about this soon, but now I'll show you the moment when the Dobre brothers entered a jewelry store with a bag full of cash. That's really a lot of money for a single shopping session. But he spent even more than that in a single day, because in the year 2021, he bought his dream car, a brand new Lamborghini STO. This car is fast. It has 640 horsepower, a top speed of 310 kilometers per hour, and it can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers in just 3 seconds. And to cut to the chase, this car cost him $350,000. However, later, in the year 2022, he quickly realized the mistake he had made, because while filming a video on YouTube, Darius didn't notice a wet patch on the road and skidded, losing control and crashing into a fence. Even though he walked away from the accident without any injuries, his Lamborghini wasn't as lucky. He dented it pretty badly, I'd say, but it wasn't anything serious, because shortly after he bought a new car, a Lamborghini Revuelto from 2023, which is definitely even more expensive at $580,000. Yes, it seems that every story has a happy ending. However, unlike his car, this room is irreplaceable because it is definitely the most expensive gaming setup in the world. Yes, this room is built like a spaceship. We literally have spaceship-shaped gaming rooms before Grand Theft Auto 6. This YouTuber named Benki designed the space after his favorite PC game called Star Citizen, and he didn't spare any expense. To bring this spaceship to life, this cabin is equipped not with one, not with two, but with 3 giant monitors. Oh, and in case anyone gets hungry, this ship also has a kitchen. He really thought of everything, and even if the spacesuit he's wearing doesn't play a big role, it would be a shame not to wear it when the experience is so immersive. Overall, this spaceship cost him $50,000. I don't know. I film videos in my room, and I feel good. I don't need anything else, but I admit what he built here is really awesome. Next up, we have Marcus Brownlee, who saw that only 100 limited edition Gucci Xboxes were being made and quickly rushed to get one. If we think about it, it's the biggest tech channel in the world. It's only natural for him to spend money on the craziest gadgets on the market. And while a regular Xbox would only cost a few $100s, the fact that they added the Gucci logo adds a few more zeros, bringing the price up to $10,000. In other words, he spent on a console as much as a car costs. And Aaron is no different, the owner of another tech channel, because he spent $170,000 on a simple phone. And I, who thought my phone was expensive, nothing compares to the Caviar Gold phone, which is so expensive that the website doesn't even let you buy it, because the bank blocks such a large transfer. This phone literally comes locked in a briefcase with a 6-digit lock, a gold-plated business card, AirPods, and a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra covered with 1 kilogram of pure gold. It has so much gold on it that the rear camera is literally covered. In case you're wondering, that's what the camera looks like, just the black color. You can't see anything. And if you think that's too much for something that will become outdated in a few years, his phone is automatically replaced when a new model comes out. This guy really has money to burn. But he's nowhere near Kaizenat's money because he spent millions on a house just to use it as a storage place. But he bought so many random things that he needs another house just to put them all in. And speaking of random shopping, Kaizenat went completely crazy when he bought a $10,000 Iron Man suit, just because he could. Let's be honest, it has some really cool features, sound effects, hands that light up, even a laser. Ooh, I think he got a little too into character. But Kai isn't the only one who tests his gadgets on his friends, because Ben Azalard spent over $90,000 on the most absurd, expensive products from Amazon, like a gold skateboard worth $3,000, a $4,000 gold toilet, and a $6,000 massage chair. And all of these together don't even come close to his most expensive purchase, which is this spinning machine worth $50,000. Forget about Lamborghini, Ferrari. No, this is definitely the most unusual vehicle. When you drive, this thing is more about the journey than the destination. I don't think you'll get where you set out to go with it. We could say that the road to success is quite dizzying. Or we could say that it rolls in money. You should know that I have plenty more videos like this on my channel, some even cooler. So I invite you to check out my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do it now. That would really help me a lot. But no YouTuber has money like Mr. Beast, because just looking at the titles of his videos is enough to realize how expensive his lifestyle is.
Whoa! Oh my God!
This is Hiroshima Nagasaki. What is this? I managed to watch a few interviews with him, and he said that each of his videos costs about as much as a movie, which means approximately $2.5 million for each video. He is so rich that he can do whatever he wants, but I like that he takes everything to the extreme. He puts trains in pits, destroys yachts or Lamborghinis, or if he feels like it, tries the finer things in life. From $500,000 plane tickets to $250,000 vacations. And sometimes, He simply gives things away for free. And I'm not talking about the usual stuff you get during the holidays. He gives away private jets, private islands, or builds hundreds of houses for homeless people. I really want to meet him. Imagine if he's in a good mood that day and gives me a car as a gift. Or maybe a house. For example, this woman just received a house. But like anyone else, he has to buy some things for himself, right? Well, that's why he bought his mega studios, and he actually has 3 of them. The interior is just as you'd expect. Full of random props, piles of money, and dogs. Yeah, I don't really understand how they got there. All the studios together cost Mr. Beast $14 million. With that kind of money, I don't think he's competing with YouTubers anymore. He's competing directly with Netflix. We'll see each other again very soon.